Welcome to this week's Word Nerd Trivia Challenge. Normally we bring you a quiz with 5 different categories, but this week we're changing things up and just doing one category. All the questions have to do with the Academy Awards. So pop some popcorn, get comfortable, and let's do some Oscar trivia. Unless otherwise specified, each question's worth 1 point, so keep score and let's see how you did in the comments. What Hispanic actor won a Tony Award in 1947, as well as both the Golden Globe and Academy Award in 1950 for playing the title role in Cyrano de Bergerac? The answer is Jose Ferrer, who was also nominated for a 1956 Emmy for playing Cyrano on television. So if Jose Ferrer was the first Hispanic man to win an Academy Award, who was the first woman to win one? The answer is Rita Moreno for her role as Anita in 1961's West Side Story. Who was the only person to win an Academy Award and a Golden Raspberry in the same year, though not for the same role? The answer is Sandra Bullock, who won an Oscar for The Blind Side the night after she won the Razzie for All About Steve, and she showed up at both ceremonies. Incidentally, there are 3 instances of actors being nominated for both an Oscar and a Razzie for the same role. That's Amy Irving for Yentl, James Coco for Only When I Laugh, and Glenn Close for Hillbilly Elegy. Who has hosted the Oscar ceremony the most number of times? The answer is Bob Hope, who hosted or co-hosted the show 19 times. What country has won the most Academy Awards for international film? The answer is Italy, which has won 14 times, although 3 of them were honorary. Now here's a list of them, which I'm not going to read, because I only speak one language badly, and as you can probably tell, it's English. What was the first, and only, X-rated movie to win Best Picture? The answer is 1969's Midnight Cowboy. Now the rating was changed to an R a year later when the MPAA changed their criteria. Who was the youngest person to win Best Director? The answer is Damien Chazelle, who was 32 when he won for La La Land in 2017. Speaking of directors, who has won the most Oscars for directing? The answer is John Ford, best known for directing westerns. He won for The Informer, The Grapes of Wrath, How Green Was My Valley, and The Quiet Man. Funny, none of those were westerns. What 1989 Best Picture winner was based on a Pulitzer Prize-winning play by Alfred Uhry? The answer is Driving Miss Daisy. What 8-time Oscar winner was the inspiration for the character of Edna Mode in The Incredibles? The answer is Edith Head, who helped define the style of classic Hollywood. She remains the most awarded woman in the Academy's history. Who was the youngest person to win an acting Oscar? The answer is Tatum O'Neal, who was 10 years old when she won for 1973's Paper Moon. An EGOT is a person who has won an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. What director and choreographer is the only person to have gotten 3 of the 4 in a single year? The answer is Bob Fosse. In a single 2-month period, he won 2 Tonys for Pippin, an Oscar for Cabaret, and an Emmy for Liza with a Z. What British filmmaker has been nominated in 7 different Oscar categories? The answer is Kenneth Branagh. He's received nominations for Best Director, Best Actor, Best Live-Action Short Film, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Supporting Actor, Best Picture, and Best Original Screenplay. Of those, his only win was for the screenplay of Belfast. Who has won the most competitive Oscars of all time? The answer is Walt Disney. He won 22 Oscars out of 59 nominations. He also won 4 honorary Oscars, or 11, depending on how you want to count this one that he got for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Who is the only person named Oscar to have won an Oscar? The answer is Oscar Hammerstein II, who won Best Song in 1941 for The Last Time I Saw Paris from Lady Be Good, and then again in 1945 for It Might As Well Be Spring from State Fair. Who was the oldest person to win an acting Oscar? The answer is Anthony Hopkins, who was 83 when he won for The Father. Who was the first woman to win an Oscar for Best Director? The answer is Kathryn Bigelow, who won in 2010 for The Hurt Locker. She was also the first woman to win the Directors Guild of America award. The top 5 awards are Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, and Best Screenplay. Only 3 movies have won all 5. Give yourself a point for each of the 3 you can name. The 3 films are 1934's It Happened One Night, 1975's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and 1991's The Silence of the Lambs. What actor was nominated twice for playing King Henry II? The answer is Peter O'Toole, who was nominated for the role in 1964's Beckett and then again in 1968's The Lion in Winter. What is the only film directed by Alfred Hitchcock to win Best Picture? The answer is 1940's Rebecca. Hey, bonus question. Alright, though he did not win for Rebecca, how many times did Hitchcock win Best Director? Zero. He was nominated 5 times but never won. What actress was nominated twice for playing Queen Elizabeth I? The answer is Cate Blanchett, who was nominated for 1998's Elizabeth as well as its 2007 sequel. How many silent films have won Best Picture? The answer is only 1. The silent film Wings won the award at the first Oscar ceremony in 1929. Who won both an Oscar and a Tony Award for their role in The Miracle Worker? Anne Bancroft won the Tony in 1960 and the Oscar in 1963 for her role as Anne Sullivan. Who holds the distinction of being nominated for an Oscar in 7 separate decades? The answer is composer John Williams, who has been nominated for 54 Academy Awards. And we got a bonus question. Alright, which one of these iconic John Williams scores that everyone knows did not win an Academy Award? Close Encounters of the Third Kind, The Empire Strikes Back, Raiders of the Lost Ark, or Superman? Yeah, none of them won. The only one I can excuse is Close Encounters because it came out the same year as Star Wars. The others are unforgivable. What actor was nominated in 1964 for playing 3 roles in a single movie? The answer is Peter Sellers, who played Group Captain Lionel Mandrake, President Merkin Muffley, and the title character in Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. Along those same lines, what actor won an Oscar for playing 2 roles in the 1965 film Cat Ballou? The answer is Lee Marvin, who played both the drunk gunfighter Kid Shalene and the tin-nosed hired killer Tim Strawn. What 2016 documentary, which also aired as a 5-part miniseries on ESPN, holds the record for the longest runtime of any Oscar winner? The answer is O.J. Made in America. The theatrical cut was 467 minutes long, which is the equivalent of 6 Bronco chases. What was the first color film to win Best Picture? The answer is 1939's Gone with the Wind. The next 11 winners, however, were all black and white. What was the shortest movie to win the Best Picture Oscar? The answer is 1955's Marty, which clocks in at a lean 90 minutes. Who has won the most Oscars for acting? The answer is Katharine Hepburn, who won 4 times. 3 movies have tied for most Oscar wins at 11 each. Give yourself a point for each one you can name. Those 3 films are Ben-Hur, Titanic, and The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King. Bonus question. Which of these 3 films won every award it was nominated for? The answer is The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King. It is the largest Oscar sweep in history. Wait, another bonus? This is getting out of hand. What 2 movies received 11 nominations but lost in every category? Those 2 films were The Turning Point and The Color Purple. What was the first song from a James Bond movie to win Best Original Song? The answer is Skyfall. That's right. Not Live and Let Die, not A View to a Kill, not even Goldfinger. It wasn't even nominated. Who was the only actor to win an Oscar for playing a U.S. president? The answer is Daniel Day-Lewis, who won in 2013 for Lincoln. On 3 occasions, the Oscar for Best Director went to 2 people. What were those 3 movies? It was West Side Story, directed by Robert Wise and Jerome Robbins, No Country for Old Men, directed by Joel and Ethan Coen, and Everything Everywhere All at Once, directed by Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. Who is the only person to receive 2 Oscars in the same year for the same role? The answer is Harold Russell. He won the 2 awards for the 1946 film The Best Years of Our Lives. Russell was a World War II veteran who lost his hands during his military service. The Academy's Board of Governors didn't think he'd win because he wasn't a professional actor, so they created an honorary award for him for bringing aid and comfort to disabled veterans through the medium of motion pictures. But then he went ahead and won it. What actor famously turned down an Oscar in 1973? The answer is Marlon Brando, who sent an activist in his place to call attention to Hollywood's mistreatment of Native Americans in film. And I think this is going to have to be our last bonus question. What actor turned down an Oscar 3 years earlier? The answer is George C. Scott, who won for his performance in Patton. Now, we had sent them a very nice telegram asking them to please remove him from the list of nominees. When they didn't do that, he got a little nastier. What was the first movie to win the Academy Award for Animated Feature? The category was introduced in 2001, and the first Oscar went to Shrek. And that does it for the Oscar quiz. Let's see those scores in the comments. If you enjoyed the quiz, please do give us a like and maybe a subscribe. We do weekly general knowledge quizzes as well as our movie frame challenges. Thanks for watching.